right, this will be the first and final tow with this Cougar half-ton camper. We're going to sell it because it's already been replaced with a different fifth wheel. So we already got it sold, we just need to get it delivered. But this will be the first time I'm getting to pull something a little heavier with this truck. So I just thought we would take you guys along, kind of see what we think of that 10-speed Allison transmission that they put in these trucks, what it feels like, kind of what mileage to expect, what kind of power it has. I mean, this is a pretty small camper, especially for what this truck is rated for. So I have a camper just about like this Cougar lengthwise and weight that I towed with my half-ton just fine. I mean, obviously that's why they're called a half-ton, because the rating's low enough on the camper that it fits those half-tons just fine. So definitely it's overkill with this truck, but I'm still curious to see the difference between what it tows like with a half-ton to the big truck here. And I think it'll give some of you guys with a half-ton an idea of if you want to stay with your half-ton truck, which is capable of doing this for sure, or if you want to upgrade to the bigger. So we'll take you along and kind of see what we think. All right, so here's our trip. We're towing the first time with the bigger truck. You guys know what we're pulling. I showed it to you just earlier. And this is an update. We're traveling along at about 70-ish. It's a little windy out today. And this thing is putting out 9 miles per gallon. So, and that's over 70 miles or so. So it's not, fully accurate because there's a few things that weigh into it. Like I said, the wind. There's only a few hundred miles on this truck. If you've ever had a diesel, it takes a little bit of time for them to break in and get running properly, where you can put out a little better fuel mileage. But I mean, the feeling of the truck when you tow with it compared to my half-ton, I'm not gonna lie, it feels a lot better. It's more stable. Obviously, it's just a bigger truck in general, so I like that about it. It's so different having a diesel. We'll try to get a comparison with Cole driving his truck too, because I'm going from the 6.2 gas truck to this. So, I mean, a gas engine, you're wrapping it out, you're at high RPMs, and this thing just has torque and everything stays low RPM the whole time, and it's a very smooth driving truck. So, either way, it'd be up to you whether you'd want to stay with your half-ton or not, because that's kind of what we're comparing, is the same kind of camper being pulled with a half-ton. If you want to put on sway bars or airbags in the back, or if you don't want to worry about any of those things, just hook up and go, this truck is pretty good for that. So we'll finish out the trip, and if anything changes, we'll update you as we go.
Say something. No.
Time for a little update on the high country. Did a few things without showing you guys, but it's some of the stuff we've done before, so it's not really that important. As I said, we put gravel guard on, and it's actually some 3M air releasing vinyl, and it's really easy to apply. That's probably one of my favorite things about it. It looks pretty good. It's not as glossy as the paint, obviously, so when it's really clean, you can tell a difference. Just like right there, you can see my reflection, and then looking down at that, it's it's more of a satin finish. But we got that put on there. We also put it on the rockers, and then as a black truck, we're gonna work out of this thing. So I went ahead and I kind of put a strip right there, because as you get out of the seat, you're gonna put your foot there, it rubs down, and then it gets on the rocker, and then it's hard to keep that kind of a thing clean. So we did that. Bought me a sick little bullet antenna instead of the big old ones that come on these trucks. Check out eBay, $11.99, great deal, and it looks cool. Put a small piece of vinyl right there. That's where the yellow reflector was on the side of the headlights. Really dig these 2-piece headlights that come in these high countries. They look really good. They almost look aftermarket. So we put a carbon fiber type wrap on the front bow tie, and we also did it on the back. I've done no debadging yet, so this side's pretty much going to look exactly the same as you saw it before. I went ahead, and since it's winter and things are hard to keep nice and clean in winter, I just lightly put a coat of spray paint on these. Obviously the truck is dirty as all get out, but it did the job. you know, put a few coats on there. You can still see through it fairly well. It's not like it's so dark that you'll get a ticket or anything. But it turned out pretty good. I may strip that paint off there and have them professionally painted later, but the guy that we use is pretty busy. I did the same thing to the third brake light that you see up there. Blends in pretty good. And then, like I said, I did this back badge. I haven't removed any badges yet on the truck, but for now, just put that on there so that we can kind of have a good theme, the chrome and black theme going on this truck. In just, let's see, a week or so, we are going to get tinted. We already got it on the books. We're just waiting for that to happen. So for now, that's what I have done as far as what you can just see now. At this point, we already have put rock lights and wheel ring lights on this truck. Ended up going with a Mick Tuning brand. And with this Mick Tuning one, you know, our last lights we had were the same ones, but they were just RGB lights. These are RGBW, and the W stands for white. So we're gonna have a pure white, and they got a lot better in this more advanced version of it, where the colors don't bleed together so bad, like on our previous vehicles, and some of the vehicles we still have, you know, have rock lights on them. And you know, you pick a color, for instance, let's turn these on, and you pick white, but on the other ones you would have colors like pink showing through still, or something like that. Or if you went with teal, see, it's just pure teal, there's nothing else that's coming through. In some of the other colors it would bleed through green or something like that, and it just wasn't quite as good as far as the quality. I'll just show you some of the other colors while we're here. It's really hard to get video of these. You have to pick the perfect timing, and it's not quite late enough to show you the true reflection of it. I'll try to take a clip of this at night, but I like running those. White's been my favorite so far, and like I said, I do have still running stalkers, so you can't even see in these things to really tell, but the ring lights are in there. I'm gonna go kick those on real quick and show them to you. So here's a look at the wheel ring lights that we went with. Like I said, it's hard to tell right now because of the time of day that it is, but these are 17.5-inch double row wheel ring lights, and the kit came with 4 extra pod lights that are also pure white, and I put those pod lights, one under the door here, and then if we go on down, we got another one under this door, and then 2 on the other side. So this kit of 4 wheel ring lights and those 4 white pods were $205, which to some people that may sound like a lot, but if you've bought these before, you realize they can get super expensive. Cole has the Oracle brand lights, and these are just as bright as them. So when you get on eBay is where I bought them from. They say they ship from China, but they also have a warehouse in Houston, Texas. So if you just want to do a little bit of research, you can find out who that is, or you can drop a question in, and I can give you the link to where I got these if you're interested in getting some yourself. But for $205 for having 4 wheel ring lights that are double row and having 4 pod lights that go with it, and it's all the way wired up, there's no splicing, there's no anything like that you have to do whatsoever. Literally just hook it up to your battery. It's already got the built-in fuse, everything. So super easy to install and get going that way. So I just wanted to show you guys that, where we're at with the truck. I'll try to turn these on just a little bit later whenever we get a little bit darker here this evening, and kind of let you see how bright this is, and if it's something you'd want to go with on your truck. All right, I hope it's not too dark for this to come through to really tell much of what's going on here, but I just wanted to show you guys the lights whenever it's almost dark out. If you do it when it's fully dark, you basically just see a massive glow of not a lot, but it really helps you see how bright everything is. It's gonna look a lot better when I get the other wheels and tires on there, and gives more room in there to be able to look at them, but it puts off quite a bit of light for what it is. So if you're looking for a kit, what I described is for lighting, it's a fairly cheap way to go. I know it still sounds like a lot of money if it's not really your thing, but it does give you a fair bit of light, and it looks pretty dang good going down the road. So just wanted to show that to you guys, and hopefully by the end of this video you see this truck tinted, you see it with wheels and tires on it, and maybe something else. I don't know yet, but we will find out as we get going. All right, we got almost 600 miles on the truck. Been driving it a couple weeks now. I know that looks absolutely terrible down the side of the truck. We've hunted in this truck, we've towed some trailers with it. I have not washed it since I got it, so this is the first washing. So it's, you know, it's fairly dirty, but just like any black truck, there's got to be some battle scars by the time I clean this thing up. I know this all looks bad, but it's just like dust and then like nothing else over it. So we will clean this truck up and then kind of see what she turns out like after we wash it, and see if we got any battle scars. That's one reason I was skeptical about getting black, but hey, when there's not that many options, you just got to go with what you can. And I guess we'll just see how it goes, try to take care of it, and show you guys if I find any damage. Well, here it is, finished product. I will say that it makes our wash a vehicle in 20 minutes thing a bit of a lie because of being a black truck. Obviously, black is going to show any water spots more than normal. Just any little thing is going to show up. Doesn't matter if it's a small scratch, whatever. And then you want to do stuff to clean it up. I went through and used basically like a plastic conditioner around those fender wells in that step, on all the trim, on, you know, on and around this back bumper, stuff like that. So I did some extra things, but man, it's shining pretty dang good. And you know, I know 600 miles may not sound like a lot of miles to most people, which it's not, but with what I do with my truck, I don't necessarily always take it that easy on it. So I think it looks pretty dang good. Found pretty much no damage. Just a couple minor scratches on the bedside, but overall the whole truck cleaned up great. Really looking forward to the next couple steps with this thing. I may reveal to you guys which wheels and tires I bought that will be going on it. We'll just have to see. I did order them through Custom Offsets again, and I will say at this point that they are 14 wides, and I don't plan on lifting this truck. So I've seen some people say that they fit just fine with a little bit of trimming, or simply changing your keys out so you can lift the truck in front up more with the torsion bar kit. But I think it'll work without it. As big as these trucks are, I mean, this truck's much taller than my last truck, and the tires that are on here stock are like 33 and a quarter or something. So they're already bigger tires than what I was running on my other truck. I know offset means a lot with that, but I think we're going to make it work. But anyways, that's just an update of how the cleaning went, and trying to think of anything else I've done that I haven't showed you guys. I did black out my taillights. I just went the cheap route. Paint guy was backed up, so I simply put a light coat of paint on these with a rattle can, as well as my third brake light up there, just to help go with the black flow of the truck. I picked up one of these little antenna bullets. They're like 12 bucks on eBay, Amazon, whatever you like. The one that's on there is just big and kind of dumb looking. This looks a little more sleek, so I like that. And I've already showed you guys the lighting that I have on the truck. So for now, that's the only update I have, and we look forward to seeing what may be coming very soon, I hope, and that doesn't get caught up in the shipping nightmare that is because of COVID and everything getting backed up. So hopefully they come in time. Hopefully they come in before Cole's do. That way I can kind of rub my stuff in his face, because we like doing that back and forth to each other. It's pretty fun. Or maybe his should come in first, and then we can cut the heck out of his truck, and I can know whether I want to leave mine like this or if I will be forced to level it. But we'll just see what happens. Throw your comments in of what you think about the truck so far. If you've been enjoying our channel, like the videos. That way we know what you guys are after, what you guys want to see more of, because we can do more stuff than just trucks. If you really like us, you can subscribe, but that's up to you guys. So we're going to keep trying to put out videos as we have been, and trying to keep our channel growing. So I hope you like what you saw so far, and there's going to be a lot more changes soon to come. First, probably with being tint, the beginning of, I think next week is when I'm scheduled to get my windows tinted on this truck. So that'll help a lot. That way when you're standing here, you don't see clear through the front windows of it. So anyways, we're going to leave you at that.